Hey everyone, I'm Rich Charpentier,
And Greg Reverdio.
and today on this quick episode, we're going to do one of the What's in Your Wallet. Well, actually, not your wallet. What is on your smartphone or tablet that you bring out into the field with you when you go flying?
Actually, my phone is my wallet.
Oh, your phone is your wallet. So,
So what's in my wallet?
all right, Greg, what do you have in the way of apps for drone flight?
Well, so actually, I've organized mine. I have a whole page dedicated to video, audio, and drone. So you can see the page right here recorded. I have the DJI apps, the Go because I have a DJI Osmo, and I have the DJI Go 4, which is for the regular app. Litchi. If you don't know about Litchi, it's a pretty cool app. It's kind of like DJI 4 on steroids, I call it. It's got a few more options in there. You can do a lot of really cool things. We actually have a tutorial. We'll put a link down on how to use Litchi to record yourself, which I think is a little bit more advanced. If you're looking to do more cinematic videos, I think Litchi is really good for that. I have Drone Deploy in there. You can probably talk about Drone Deploy because you've used it.
Yeah.
I haven't really used it all that much. Tell me more about Drone Deploy.
Well, Drone Deploy, they've got number one, they've got the app here. Number two, they've got their website where you can actually upload your flights and do 2D models, 3D models. They've also got NDVI or kind of a fake NDVI. I don't know that we'd call it an actual NDVI. So I've played with that one, and actually, I don't really use that one too often, even though I have it on here, because I use a couple other tools for doing the 3D models, which is one of the things I really enjoy doing with the drone. So I've got some other tools, but what else you got in there, Greg?
I've got Hanger 360, which is a 360 pano app. Quite frankly, I've never used it too much. I don't do a whole lot of 360s. I know you do a lot more, but you have a better app, so you'll talk
I,
about.
I actually use Litchi.
Oh, you use this? Okay.
Yeah.
I have Drone Pan, which is also a 360 app. Again, I'm not good enough with these to tell you if you should download them or not, but I have them in here. I have the so then we get into the apps that tell you where you are and what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. Before you fly, which is the FAA app. Hate to say it, but it's pretty worthless.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't found too much value in it. I have to go look at other things. So
The interface is not really all that good. I think there's better apps out there. Let's put it this way. Then there's Kitty Hawk, which is also a pretty cool one to tell you some information about where you are. But really my favorite for this is AirMap. I think it's kind of a go-to. It's not perfect by any means because I think it's missing some major features such as the wilderness areas that are not in there, and so I don't like that for that. Hover, I take a look at it once in a while. I'm a pilot, so I like looking at the weather data raw as the weather. I'm looking at the TAF, looking at the METAR, which I know some people don't like doing, so they like using Hover because it's kind of an all-in-one, tells you what's going on.
and if you don't know what a TAF and a METAR
Oh, yeah,
is,
sorry.
these are items that you're going to learn about if you're studying for the Part 107 commercial test. So there's more weather information out there for pilots beyond these apps.
Yeah, and that's what I'm used to because I've done it for so many years that that's actually what I use. But the other one is the Aero Weather app. That's more for pilots, but again, it will give you TAFs and METARs. It will give you all kinds of weather information, so I can like it. You can save different locations with it. But the last one that I like is this Avensis app and Avensis Maps. And Avensis Maps is not really a pilot thing. It's not a drone thing. It's a map thing, and you can add whatever custom maps you want on there, and you can add TIFF files, GeoTIFF files.
Now, the other week, Greg showed me what he had done with Avenza because I was complaining. I said, I love SkyVector, and if I'm not in front of my computer trying to look at SkyVector on my iPhone isn't great. So Greg showed me what he had done with Avenza, which is awesome because you can actually go get the sectional charts for each of the regions. So like a sectional chart for Phoenix or a sectional chart for Denver, and you can import it into Avenza. Now on Avenza, you can actually purchase maps from Avenza. So you could purchase the sectionals. It's $1.99 each. Or you can go over to the FAA's website, download the GeoTIFFs, and add them into Avenza for yourself. So I guess the $1.99 is kind of a convenience fee. But since Greg showed me that, I've loaded up a bunch of sectionals on my iPhone 8, and it's awesome because we can actually see exactly where we are on the sectional chart. And so that's one of my new go-to toys now. So we will be doing an instructional video. Actually, Greg will walk you through how easy it is to add the GeoTIFFs to Avenza and basically have kind of a sky vector light with you on your phone.
Yeah, actually, this is an example right here. You can see exactly where we are recording right now. Now, don't come in
We're the blue dot.
with the blue dot right here, and you can see we're right at the edge of a Class E, starting at the surface, and right at the edge of the Class Delta airspace for Prescott. But this is awesome because you can go really anywhere, and you can see the full sectional chart and have your location at the same time. And I love that because, again, I love reading those charts. I think they have all the information that we need, and it's a lot easier than having to go to AirMap and trying to figure out what is this color, what does this color mean, what does all the good stuff. So this is all I have really in my phone, but Rich, what do you have in yours?
My phone's looking pretty similar to Greg's. So let's take a look here. I've got AirMap. I know there's a lot of controversy around AirMap and that some pilots have gotten rid of it. I don't really use it, but I still keep it on hand. So, and we're not going to get into the controversy of what's going on with AirMap. That's for you to decide and read about. Before you fly, and like Greg said, really isn't super helpful to me. It doesn't give me much information. I also use the Hover app because I like to quickly check the KP index and see what the wind's doing for the day. Of course, I've got the DJI Go 4 app because that's for flying my DJI drone. I have Drone Deploy on here. Like I said, I've used their website. I've built some 3D models with them. And we're going to talk longer about building 3D models. We actually license Pix4D. Map Pilot from Maps Made Easy. I'm actually starting to like this app more and more for building 3D models. So I just did one yesterday that I screwed up, and we'll talk about that in another episode.
Because that one is on the iPhone, actually. The other one that we've been using is only on the iPad, which is
Right.
the DJI. What is it called?
It's Ground Station Pro.
Ground Station
so
Pro,
we've
yeah.
been doing a lot of experimentation with Ground Station Pro, and we'll do a full episode on that for you. And that is iPad only. Doesn't work on the iPhone. Doesn't work on Android. So it's a little bit of a pain because it's iPad only. I've also got the Pix4D capture, which I've used for several small 3D models. Litchi, of course, as Greg mentioned, Litchi. Drone Base, because I've tried some of their missions, but we've got other things going on, so I haven't really played with that too much. I recently added Avenza after Greg showed me how I could put the sectional charts on my iPhone and show exactly where I am. I keep Google Earth with me as well, and Google Earth, Greg actually made a really cool facility, took the UAS FM grid map for our airport, Prescott, and he actually overlaid it in Google Earth, which is awesome. I also use Verifly, so I have done several commercial outings for some construction, and so I pop into Verifly and do the insurance per flight, and it works really good. And then I've got a crazy little altimeter app from the Apple Store because I really wasn't so certain about some reference maps that I was looking at, and the elevations just didn't seem correct to me. So I use that as a double check. But so there's everything that's on my iPhone. And basically, most of the time, I'm flying in Map Pilot now or flying with Litchi. As Greg mentioned before with the 360s, I actually love using Litchi for building 360s. I don't use the Litchi beta that they're offering right now for the 360 panos. Instead, I pick the number of images that I want, the number of rows, and I throw it into a program on my Macintosh called PT GUI. So we'll talk about that one later too. But that's everything we've got on on our iPhones.
That's really all you need. I mean,
Yep.
I don't think you need that many apps. Once you find something that works for you, just stick with it. Give them a shot. Play with the different options. See how it works.
And we'll be actually doing in-depth walkthroughs on each of these, what works and what doesn't, because there are some places where I really want to use GroundStation Pro, and there are some places that we've found in the past couple months where GroundStation Pro really fails us. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for this one, and we'll see you on the on our next video.
And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and to get all the different videos that we're going to do in the future. And we'll see you next time.
And fly safe.